know, so weird. For me, I know that's something that I've been dealing with, like understanding that, okay, I need to just control the narrative here and then just, be solution focused. And it's easier said than done a lot of times, when you just think about it, you're like, okay, yeah, you just do this. But to actually sit down and be like, okay, no, control what you think, control what you're speaking of your business, control what you're looking at, control what you're focusing on, and really not just pivoting, but actually moving in the direction that you want to go in, and actively taking the steps. So, like for me, just sending more messages, like changing the attitude behind the messages. Like for a while, I was like, dang, ain't nobody saying nothing. Like I'm not getting yeses, not doing this, not getting that. People are not responding the way that I would want them to respond. But then again, I had to tell myself, you're a planter, you're a farmer, you're planting seeds. Go back and water the ones. Go back to March. Go back to February, go back to whatever, just do whatever it takes, to get what you need. And even if you're not seeing it immediately when you want to see it, know that you're doing the work, and, the harvest is out there. And so when it's time, it'll come. And so really just shifting that and just really feeding my mind. I think that's been key for me, especially, I don't know if you guys watch Pastor Hannah, but he's just speaking to my life. He was in my living room the other day. I don't know, but he has really been just speaking to me about just faith and having and how things can happen suddenly. Things can happen suddenly. God does miraculous things all the time. He's not done with it just because the Bible is here. It's written. No, he's still doing miraculous things each day. So he can do things in an instant, where I might think it's going to take a full year. He can do it in a day. He can do it in a week. So just having the faith and understanding where my faith lies, and just keep reading, and then pouring in, just filling my cup and keeping the focus on the right things. So I'm excited going into this week. Last week was not what I wanted, but it was how God intended my week to go. I needed to sit down. Some things needed to happen. So I'm focused, I'm ready, and I'm excited for this week for sure.
Yeah, Robin, that was good. Like a few things that you said. One about being solution focused, like that is where I stay. And if you stay in a place of being solution focused, your mind will always um, be in that place of being innovative and being willing to try new things and being willing to say, okay, oh, okay, well, that didn't work just perfectly that time. Let me switch this up and do it this way next time. Or let me say this. Oh, me saying that to that person works. So let me try it on this person. So just being in that place of being like solution focused, your mind is always looking for a way to find a solution as opposed to being fixated on the problem, whereas your mind is now making the problem bigger than what, or lack, or whatever it is that you're focused on, making it bigger and blowing it up more than what it really honestly truly is. So staying solution focused and staying in that place of no, okay, well, I'm going to figure it out. Like we're reading this book, or doing this devotional as a leadership squad, and he was talking about the wolf. And like when the wolf rises and when you bring that beast out, Rachel calls it that dog, like you are literally you have literally made the commitment and made the decision that come hell or high water, you're going to figure it out, or you're going to accomplish whatever it is that you set forth, whatever hurdle, battle, or whatever you're going into. Your mind is in a place of just solution focused and accomplishing whatever it is that you set your mind to. So yes, the solution focused piece is key. And like you were saying, feeding your mind. We talked about this on the leadership meeting. We can't say that this business is 80% mental and we're not feeding our mind 80% of the time. So I know me over these last couple of months, I finally got a handle on that. There were times where I would be really good at feeding my mind, and I would be on this high, like my dog would be like present and up front. And then I would get into the mode of just working, like hunting and just doing a lot of the work. And then the personal development would kind of fall to the wayside, or I would be spending too much time with my team and not allowing myself to break away and fill my mind and fill my cup. And so you can tell, well, I can tell in my work ethic and in my results and my enrollments when I'm not doing the mental work in the way that I should be doing the mental work and filling my cup and all of that. And so it is so important. The last couple of months, I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of listening to audiobooks, just getting my life together, a lot of writing, a lot of mental work. And it was so crazy. Like I talk about this all the time, like, you sometimes think that the mental work is like, no, like the messaging is what gets me the money. The messages is what gets the customers and the loyal and the distributors. But you have to have your mind in the right place when you're doing the work to get the results that you want. And that feeding your mind and things like that, keep your mind in the right place, keep you in check, keep the energy in behind the messages in the right place so you can get the results that you want. So yeah, and God has been showing out. Like, I'm thinking that I have to sit up here and send messages at 12 hours to get results. I don't. Like, I don't. I just need to do what I need to do and give him his time for real. And like I'm telling you, he is your provider. He is where your help comes from. It's not the people. It's not your team. It's God. So.
Brittany, that was so good. Oh my gosh, that was so good. So for me, I would say everything like what Brittany and Robin said, and then also be okay with not being okay, right? Like everybody has life, and a lot of times I feel like we feel like we're alone. Like I'm the only person that's going through something, right? Like it's being able to work through the chaos, because at the end of the day, you still got to show up for your 9 to 5. Like you can't call into your 9 to 5 and say, I'm having a bad day. This is happening. My kid is doing this. I'm stressed. I mean, you may be able to call in sick, but it's only so many days that you can call in sick before they're looking for a doctor's note, or, like what's the next step? And I feel, and I'm speaking, like, cause I can speak just for me personally, that was kind of the realization where it's like, yeah, some days you have to say you're not okay, like, and be okay with that and take the time that you need briefly, right? Like not putting your business on the back burner to say I'm not okay. Take care of yourself, but then still work through the process, because when I look at it on a personal level, it's like, this is what's going to free me from those other things that may be causing me stress, right? Like that may be causing me anxiety, that may be, like making Mondays rough. But I know that the work that I put in here is going to allow me to free that a little bit, and touching base with, like with your enroller, like with your leader, with your upline, and being able to say, look, I'm not okay today. Like, and this is what's going on, where you don't just stop showing up, like let somebody know, because a lot of times they can help guide you through whatever you may be. They may not give you the answers, but they may be able to tell you from a business standpoint, how can you still continue to plug in, because at the end of the day, life is still going to happen. And that was something for me that like last week, and like on my one-on-one with Rachel, just understanding like, okay, yes, I'm doing the things, but there is something that's missing, right? Like I know that there's something that's not clicking for me. And just trying to figure that out, right? Like, and taking the feedback where it's like, we're not perfect. We all have something to work on. And Rachel, through just our conversation, was like, okay, look, I need you to read this book. Like, read this book, because this is what you need to work on. And where my book? I got my book, and I got my highlighter, and I am reading the book. So when you're given a task, do it, right? Like, don't ask for the feedback and then don't take it, and that's a lot of times we're like, okay, I need help. Oh, but that wasn't the answer that I was looking for. So that don't work. Right? It's like, no, you can't do that. So, and be okay with the pivot, like, and be okay with the change, and be okay with changing how you do things. You know, sometimes it's like, all right, that didn't work. Like, I've been doing that for a month and that didn't work. So now I got to do something different. And I know, like, all right, I need to do something different. I need to do something different with onboarding. I need to do something different. And that was the question. And Rachel was like, okay, we need to try something different, because it's no way that this should be happening based on where you are in the work that you're doing. So I'm excited for the week. I'm excited for the change. This book is giving me life. And so just be okay with raising your hand and saying that, you know what, I'm not okay. Like, something's not working. Can you help me?
Yeah. Piggybacking off of what everybody said, like, I like everything that everybody said. That was so good. On last week, things that I've been working on for this month are to reach out more to my upline and just using the resources that we have. Also, my upline has she suggested a book last month. I just now finished it this month, and then I started my other one also. So those have started helping me to actually look at the bigger picture, and also working on myself, doing spiritual development and personal development has really helped me so much. Once I do that part, it feels like it's easier to send my messages, or it's easier to make sure that I do my posts, different things like that. And then just to put it into my team as well, encouraging them as I encourage myself, and just let them know that we can do this. Different things like that. It was something else I was gonna say, I forgot. But like on the meeting when Rachel was talking about calling your upline and asking them, dang, I forgot. But I was going to call my upline and ask her what I needed to do for me, like different things that I needed, and making, oh, that's what it was, making schedules for us to do like Zoom meetings once a week, or to do just meeting up, doing one-on-one, making sure that we do that like once a week, once or twice a week, so that I get different feedback. And also I had asked my upline to look at my inbox, because I was like, well, I'm sending out 150 messages plus a day, so like, what's going on? So I sent her my information, and she actually like looked through it and gave me the feedback. And then after the feedback, I start trying to do things a little bit different, like switching up, as they say, stir the pot. So like, I am very excited for the things are to come, and I'm loving like working on myself.
Good morning, everybody. Well, I am, what's her name, Sierra? Sierra, I'm right there with you, because for the work that I put in every week, I am not getting the output that I desire. Putting up a post on the page, there's no response, and sending out 200 messages a week for host to post, and get, maybe 7 host to post a week. And so I just decided that I need to refresh my network, get rid of a bunch of people that I have sent several requests to, and they have looked at the message and not responded. So those people are going to be replaced. Getting new friends in and making sure that I engage with them. At least 1 week before I ask them to do a host to post. I mean, if they come to my page and respond to a host to post, then that's a different thing. And so I discovered that I probably just needed to work on me. So I did go back to Everybody Communicates and Few Connect. And I've got myself a little outline of things that I need to do to make sure that I'm not just, blabbing and not connecting. So I'm looking forward to great progress this week. But I'm like Sierra, I've been doing a lot of work and I'm not getting any results for the efforts that I'm putting in, and it can be frustrating.
What's up, team? We ain't gonna have no dead space today, Rachel. Let's get on in there. So super excited. Everybody, man, I mean, amazing. And just give a personal testimony for me. I'm at a season right now in my business where as everyone's been saying about, I'm so used to when I talk to people, I'm signing them. That's just how my mindset is. Like I always say, once I get them on the phone, it's a done deal. It's a locked in deal. So it doesn't make no difference. But at some point, we have to just remember, like everyone's saying, the mindset of where we're at with that. That means the mindset, the place where I'm at, even when I'm contacting people, when I'm talking to them, the energy I'm bringing off, it's just in my mindset. If I go in defeated, I'm already defeated. So we just definitely have to make sure that our mind is in that proper space. And it doesn't matter about the messages we send. It doesn't matter about the responses we get. As Brittany said, it's all about keeping our minds focused on where God has us, and the mindset of where we're at when we're in this place to where you think that things are not going right. Each year we have to till the ground differently, and it just came up like I'm working on my grass, and what worked last year with my grass, it's not working this year. I fertilized it, I sprayed it, things are going, and then it's just not working. So if I expect to keep doing the same thing I did last year, and then expect some results when I already see that the results is not getting there, now that means I have to maybe contact somebody, go to the store, do some reading, some research on how to maybe do my grass differently this year. Maybe I needed to irrigate it earlier or something like that. So in that being said, that's where our upline comes in at. Like, if things are not working, just don't get discouraged and sit there and say, well, you know what, I'm just going to sit here. I'm sending out these messages. It's not working. No, get your upline, see what we maybe need to switch and do things differently. And then that can do a shift in your whole mindset. This is where we need to start at. If we don't start in our mind and just think that everything that we do and we just keep moving and then it's going to just work because you started moving, just because you did such and such, that's not how it works sometimes. And then even in life, our mindset is where it needs to be. I'm a track coach, and I was looking at the fight last night with Mayweather and Paul, and his whole mindset was that whatever he needed to do to get to that place where he was able to be on the stage with Floyd Mayweather, he really wasn't concerned about if he won. He went into it saying, oh, I can beat him. Oh, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to win. And then when he lasted the whole fight and didn't get knocked out, and Floyd Mayweather said that, man, he surprised me. He's a lot better than I thought he was. He's a lot bigger. He's a lot stronger. And so with that being said, when he got the interview, he had already said that, hey, he was just grateful that guy gave him opportunity to be in the ring with this great fighter. And now he said, I'm open to so much more, because now what just happened was he was already a social media phenom. Like, he already had over 61 million YouTube followers. Now, when he fought Mayweather and all his followers seen him, that he didn't quit, that he kept going, when people kept saying, oh man, you about to get killed by Mayweather, you about to get knocked out. Now that he just went into the ring, they just follow him more and more. He picked up even more followers. People who didn't even know nothing about him, who subscribed to the pay-per-view, are now following Paul. Now he just went from a sprinkle of money that he was making. He was already worth 19 million. His net worth was 19 million at the age of 25 or 26. Now his followers and his net worth just went up because of the prize money, whatever he got. He's standing to gain like $70 million from just one fight. But the opportunity, the mindset to don't quit and to go after what he was trying to do and wanted to accomplish. And that wasn't really his main goal, was to be a fighter. He just wanted to have the opportunity to show that he has some type of skill to go into the ring. And it all started with the mindset, because 3 years ago, he had been training for this fight. Like, he kept training to be a better person from boxing. He didn't start training as a boxer to fight Mayweather 3 years ago. He trained as a boxer to get his mindset. He said his mindset was off because he started getting notoriety. He started getting more popularity. He started to become like a celebrity on YouTube. And he said his focus was off, and he started feeling himself, per se. So he said he went into boxing and training to get his mind right. And then 3 years later, now he got the opportunity to be in the ring with Mayweather. So with us, it doesn't matter, whatever you need to do to get your mindset to get it right, to get you in a good space so that you can just keep going. That's where you need to be. 80% mental, 20% is what we put in. Like Brittany saying, if we're going to keep preaching that, that means we got to always keep our mindset on point, regardless if you're getting yeses, no's, whatever, turnaways, if people ain't responding. Yeah, it kind of hit me, but I had to call my upline. I called Keisha, like, Keisha, what's going on? Like, I'm used to sending out messages, people responding to me, like, and then I'm just signing, like no problem. But now I got to till my ground a little different. I might do it differently this time, but as long as my mindset is in the right place, it doesn't matter. Whatever I need to do to make that shift, that's what I need to do. And if your mindset is on point, you'll make that shift sooner than later, and then you'll start to see some results, in the end. And so just keep focused, keep grinding. Don't stop, don't quit. This is just your season, maybe for you to keep planting. And then all of a sudden the harvest is going to come and you're going to be able to sit like this. And then your hands are going to be running over and you don't know what to do. Then you go like, oh, you got another issue. I got so much. Now what do I do? So keep encouraged.
I'm gonna jump in really, really, really quick because it's so crazy how it's just reoccurring the theme. The enemy has a great way of magnifying a small defeat, a small situation, something that you might think that it's just not like, oh, this is the end, like this is just too much. Like he has a way of magnifying it. So I would suggest, because this is something that I've had to do and am doing now, is asking God to just keep your memory sharp of the things that He's brought you through. Keep your memory sharp of His grace, His mercy, His blessings. Like keeping gratitude in the forefront of your mind, so that you have something to combat, that thing that's trying to be so loud and distract and deter you. Just keeping that mindset and you'll be okay. Because I see that a lot. Like everybody's in that place. Like, look, the enemy is going to do it and it's going to be magnified. But your job is to remember his grace and remember how good he is. Remember how faithful he is, whether if it was yesterday or today, he woke you up. Okay, he's good. So just finding something to keep your mind in that place of gratitude and going with that will definitely help.
Hey, squad. So I wanted to piggyback off of what Robin and Damon had just said. Just the habits that we have to do every single day. It reminded me of how I really appreciated the Saturday newbie circle. Do you know how to swim? That was so good. And then my pastor was speaking at the Potter's house on Sunday, and he did a sermon called Don't Go Down Without a Fight. And that just really made me reposition my mind. So like getting up in the morning, knocking out my physical activity, getting myself going definitely helps me to reset on how I'm going to show up. If I'm showing up how I'm supposed to from early, like getting up early, like, getting back into my 5 a.m., waking up, having my Jesus time, making sure I do that first, filling my cup. And I've just been filling my cup all weekend, getting ready for today. I was like pumped. I was ready for this for today. It was like Monday, we about to do it. So, and then just being outside, I know I had to figure out what my sweet spot was. So just that, the Just Keep Swimming, I would encourage everyone, if you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch it on YouTube, and then go watch Don't Go Down Without a Fight on TD Jakes' YouTube channel. But that was so good. My mind is ready. My body is physically ready. I feel like I'm more ready than my kids this morning. They hype all the time. So I'm more hyped than they are. So it's going to be a good week.
And with that, like she just said, I know a lot of times we I know we say we don't feel like doing something, I know Rachel always talks on this. It doesn't matter about what you feel. That's why we put it in place to where you just want to be patient, be consistent. And you see when you're consistent with whatever we do, that's going to become like a like a muscle memory. I preach and track all the time. The reason why we come to track practice every day, daily, to work on certain drills, to work on certain techniques, it's not for you to say at that moment, that's when you're going to run your fastest, but that muscle memory to get it going, to know that this is what's going to kick in regardless. Like, so our daily tasks, you know, our PMF and what we to do in our spiritual time daily is building up our consistent muscle memory. It's at times like this that you need just that consistent muscle memory to get us going, to just continue to do it, regardless of when it doesn't look like it, when you need to just really focus and focus on your faith and walking by faith when you can't see it. That means that muscle memory is gonna have to kick in. That spiritual memory, that spiritual build that we do every day is gonna have to kick in for times like this, to when when you really can see at the end of the day, when it does start to maybe turn around for you, that muscle memory is still there. You still just continue to keep going, regardless of if we don't feel like it, if you're not having a good day. Athletes go out and they train when they don't feel like training. I just had a young lady race in a big track meet on Thursday night. And for 7 months prior to this race, when people wasn't training, no one seen that we were still working out, that we were still going to our park, that we still was going to the track, that we were still going to the weight room, that we were still working out. And for such a time as this, meaning on her Thursday night that she had to run, they didn't even know that she was about to do what she did. And now when she came out there and performed well, she was like, "Dad, coach, all those times we put in at night and we kept going." I say, "I know. It was just for right now." So now we're building up our faith, we're building up our muscle memory, we're building up everything to when it's time to kick in for real. It's not a surprise to us when we have like down times, that we can just still keep going, like just keep going, regardless of, you know, how you feel. If you're tired, if the kid's acting up, if job is not acting right, it's still that we continue to do this to help build us.
So I know for me, because I know a lot of people are talking about they are not getting the results that they desire, or they're not where they desire to be. I know for me, when I get in my feelings about my Eat Sweet action or whatever, 9 times out of 10 is because I know in the back of my mind I haven't been doing all that I could do, or haven't been doing everything. And so I know a lot of you guys that are speaking up, I can guess or feel that you guys do your work. But if there's somebody on here that isn't necessarily doing, I feel like there's a lot of us that's not doing enough, or you're not doing the right things enough. So like Sierra said, sending your login information to your enroller so that they can look through what you're doing and see if whatever minor tweak or minor change that needs to happen to increase the results that you're getting from the work that you're doing. Because you can do more, but if you're not doing the right things, then doing more, it's not really conducive, because you're not doing more of the right things. So make sure you're getting with your enroller and asking the questions if you're not getting the results, before you just like, "Oh, I need to do more. But then also go, if you haven't looked at Rachel's video about increasing your traffic on YouTube, like it's a numbers game at the end of the day. And so the more people you talk to, the more messages you send, the more host posts you get up, the more new people you talk to, the more your funnel is filled and it never runs dry. And so increase your traffic, but make sure that you're doing the right things before you just start doing more. So get with your enroller. If you're not getting the results, let them go through your inbox, share your screen, show them what you're doing. Because I know I had met up with Miss Shania at one point, because she does the work, but I'm like, it's something missing. So we got together and we went through her inbox, and her enrollments have increased. She started enrolling DTs and everything based on us meeting together, figuring out what those little tweaks were, those little shifts that she needed to make. And now she's reaping the fruit of her labor. So I know a lot of people, I know Miss Linda was like, and Sierra, they're sending out so many messages, but they don't feel like they're getting the results. Maybe you just there's a little tweak or something that needs to happen. And then everything can shift. So do more, but make sure you're doing more of the right things. And the way to do that is to get in contact and get in the face and in the space with your mentor one-to-one, and go through the things that you're doing, see what improvements or areas of opportunity there are. And then, like Stephanie said, implement. Don't just get the information from them or get the coaching and the guiding and then the guidance and then don't do anything with it, because knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that's the power. So
and then one thing I noticed for within myself, like you have to be willing to ask for help too. Because I know that was like one of my biggest things. Like she needs to be like, Joe, ask me for help. Like I'm here to help you. And I would never be, I'd be like, oh no, I don't want to seem dumb or anything. Like take that out your mind and ask for help. Because I promise y'all, like the one-to-ones that we've been having, and her just basically kind of, going through my messages, kind of, I'm like, hey, how can I make this sound better? Or what about this? Like, it's just like those small things that make a difference. Like be open to asking questions. It doesn't make you any less of a person, like the help is there. So.
Hey y'all, okay, let me jump in here real quick. All right, so I had to write down some of my thoughts because my thoughts were like kind of all over the place. But I had to, as y'all know, I love to reassess. I love to like recap because I want to get better. I want to get better and I want to be a better person. So one of the things this past week and even looking over last month, I had, where did I take my willingness away? Right? I'm always asking for people to come in, join me and be willing, like, because I can teach and show you how to do some things, but did I take my willingness away? Right? Did I take my willingness to take my vote away from cleaning these dishes right away versus, oh, I'm gonna do it later? Or did I take the willingness of finish your laundry because it makes you feel better? You're clean space, clean. I think Keisha talked about it in the comments. That's me, where like, if I have a clean space, clean surroundings, I feel better. I feel more focused. I can clean and stuff like that. And then like, for me, one of the things I had to do was just like, it's times where it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing that, but I have to take my vote away because it's like, are those the actions that are building you for what you know is coming, right? Like how, like we know that for me, and I'm speaking, like I know Ambassador Diamond is coming for me, but today I have to continue to build. And that's like, you guys talked about it on here, building your mindset, being quicker to negate things like, you're gonna get negative thoughts. It's like, hey, how quick are you to throw it into the lake of fire? Because like we all know that's where the enemy's gonna end up being. We know his future. He may talk about our past, but we know his future. So like negating those things in the moment, like, hey, no, like, oh no. But that willingness. So just sharing like what I had to, what I've been going through, what I've been thinking about, speaking of those positive thoughts. And then at the end of the day, do it anyways. Like do it. Like you took your vote away because you want to build for your future. You got to take your vote away for today to build for tomorrow. Like do it, just do it anyway. So that was me.
Good morning, everyone. Don't really know what to say. I know that I did have my upline go through my Facebook page and she gave me a lot of tips, so it's helped. But now within like last month and the part of this month, because we just started it, I've been getting a lot of people that said that they know about the company, they've sold for the company, they won't post nothing for me, they're not promoting nothing for me. I mean, it hasn't gotten me down. I just delete them and then they'll turn around and message me back and be like, oh, so that's what they teach you? They teach you to delete. You'll never get nowhere with that. I'm like, okay. And then I still get rid of their stuff off of Messenger. And so I'm still going. It's been hard. I haven't got a lot of people. I have sent out a couple of carts, but they keep saying, oh, I'm not ready to order. I'll be like, well, you asked for the cart. And they'd be like, well, I'm going to do it when I get paid. Remind me on this day. And then I'll remind them. Then I'll be like, well, remind me this time. So, you know, it's frustrating, but I haven't stopped. I'm still doing what I need to do. I started journaling, so I feel better about that. I just need to now really get focused on reading my book, because I'll start reading it and then I'll put it down. And that's the hard part for me, because if it doesn't keep my attention, I'll put it down. And so I've been working on that and praying on that it just starts, something clicks to help me keep reading the books that I'm reading. So yeah. But other than that, I mean, I've told people about the business, and I'm thinking. And so I don't bug them because I don't want to drive them away, but I do talk to people, even face to face. I've talked to people. So just waiting.
As Brittany said, and piggybacking back off Brittany, it is a numbers game as well. So, and just keeping your mind where you need to be at, and also implementing the things that you do and reach out to your uplines about. I remember one time I talked to Joe, and I respected what he told me. This is early on in my business. Joel told me, he said, D, the bottom line, it's a numbers game. He said, the bottom line is a numbers game. And when we say it's a numbers game, that means sometimes when you want to go to another level, you might have to increase your number game. Like if you say, I sent out 100, and then I need to call my upline to see if I'm doing things in the right perspective. And then if they tell you, hey, you're going to have to maybe send out an extra 100. That means you have to increase your 100 to 200 now. Yeah, because now what you're wanting is to talk to more people, regardless of how they're responding to you. Okay, now you may have to send out this amount, or you may have to do this, or let's gear more of these numbers to this direction, or change up or tweak this. And like everyone's saying, I think a lot of times I wrote down on my note right here, it says pride. Pride gets in the way with us, because I know for real, just be honest, you know, you can drop it in the comments, drop me a 1 if you feel embarrassed sometimes to say, like, I didn't do it right, or I'm not getting it, or I don't understand. Or does it make you feel embarrassed when you got to call your upline and say, hey, I need help? You know what? I need help. But what does the Bible say about that? When we are weak, he is strong. That's what he wants us to do, to come to him when we're weak, when we can't, don't know where to go, and we're not making it for real. That's the same thing with this business. Remember this business is going to teach you more than just how to do business, especially that you're on a Christian-based team. Like Rachel is setting this team up to be led by God, even if you really don't believe in God, but she's leading us to where God is leading us to. So that means when we weak, we got to go to the source to get help. You know, when we're weak in life, go to God. When we're weak in our business, go to your upline. Go to someone who maybe has experienced it, not to show that you weak and don't understand or you're not getting it. So what? Go to the source to get a better understanding. The Bible said, when in thy getting, get an understanding. So get an understanding about what's going on in your business, what's going on in your life, why things are happening the way it is. Because if you truly want to trust in God, then trust in God that he's leading this team and that he's going to give you all that you need to get an understanding. So even when you say, well, wait a minute, I don't understand why people say this and that about our business. So what? Kick them to the curb. Just kick them to the curb. Some people you just going to kick to the curb, plain and simple. You're just going to kick them to the curb, and they ain't going to have not a say-so in your business, no way. So that's just come with the territory. It's going to be people that always say, well, yeah, I've done that, and boom, 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 and this. So what? They're going to talk about that. They talk about Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Yeah, that company ain't about, yeah, but look at them now. It doesn't even matter. So it doesn't even matter who's talking about the business and said they tried it. Okay, next. let's keep talking to more people. Let's get on a different level. But, you know, just most definitely reaching out, getting an understanding, and don't let pride come between you growing. Don't let pride stand between your growth in God. Don't let pride stand, because the Bible speaks about that pride. Pride is going to comes before destruction, and we don't want to be destroyed. We want to be uplifted. We want to continue. So kick that pride out. I'd rather for us to all say, you know what, I just ain't got it. You know what, I'm just not picked. I don't understand it. Where can I go to get the understanding? And it is point blank here on our team that Rachel and the team has put in place to where if you don't get the answer that you need, it's somewhere in here. If you can't get it, if you call Rachel and she don't know the answer, oh, she can go get it. Oh, she can get on the phone and go get the answer regardless of what it is. So that means, hey, let's knock out pride. Let's pray, Lord, help me not have pride, and let me reach out to my upline to get an understanding of how to do life and do business like you want me to do it. And then we're gonna be so much further along, and we're just gonna elevate. And remember, even if you don't see the numbers increase in your business, just know that God is increasing you more and more, that we're being elevated in Christ. So we're being uplifted through his word. We're being uplifted by just getting into his time. We don't do spiritual development just to say, hey, look at me, Lord, I did spiritual development today. I prayed today. No. We're coming to him because we need to help our oneself. We need to do spiritual development to help ourselves, to edify ourselves, to help what we need to do, not just to say we did something, we knocked that out the way. No. How's it going to help us to grow? How's it going to make me better for this day? How's it going to make me better for future reference? You know, that's what we need to really get into. This business will change your spiritual mindset and your mindset in life, period. Let me stop. I could just keep going on. Let me stop.
I'm gonna hop in here, D. You on it, okay? You on the money. Listen, so one of the things I was thinking about, if we talk about it and we're talking about building our mind and mental strength, like it's a muscle. Like, remember that it's a muscle, and it doesn't always, it's not like it's always easy to digest, but that's when you chew on it. That's when you partner with your upline. Like, hey, like I'm stuck in this book on this part, like, you know, or you write it out, listen to different things. But mental strength is a muscle. It really is. And that's where we have to do our personal development. And then D, I think you just said one other thing I was gonna mention was, dang, when I remember, I'll bring it back.
Yeah, that was so good, D, and I'm with you. But I was thinking this morning as I was doing my devotion this morning with and I was reading, and I was going like, Rachel and Breon is the Moses, and we are the people in the wilderness. And if we just do the things, we're going to get where we're going to reap our harvest if we just do the things that they tell us to do. You know, them folks back there in the wilderness, they didn't want to listen to Moses. They want to do their own thing. Some of them got left behind. They didn't even make it to the promised land. They died off over there. They got left behind because they wasn't doing the things that they were supposed to do. And I'm going over here going like, Lord, I didn't even think about that like that. But so we just keep doing the things that we're supposed to do, and we're going to make it to the promised land. Rachel going to get us there, but we just got to follow her instructions and do the things that she tell us to do. And so I'm over here, you know, sometimes I get a little discouraged, but you know, I said, what Dee said, this personal and spiritual development, it ain't here for no reason. And so if I get in myself and go like, oh, I ain't going nowhere, ain't nothing happening over here, I have to remember, oh Lord, you said, you got to call on that word that you read and remember what he said to you. So honey, yes, we gonna make it to the promised land, but we just got to keep doing the thing, keep doing our spiritual and physical development, and get these minds right, and quit worrying about whether or not somebody said yes, they'll put up a post, or no, they didn't. Okay, thank you. Moving on. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me? I got these headphones in. Okay. Yesterday I was listening to a message. It was actually the Fort Worth. It was a Fort Worth Potter's House. but he was talking about the man who was sitting by the pool for 38 years. So who he surrounded himself by. But the main thing is when God healed him, he said, willest thou? And so he broke it down between, it's the difference between a will and a want. If you want to do something, your energy and what you put into it is different. But if you will to do something, you're going to will the energy, you're going to will what you need to do. Because I found myself like just laying down and just like, you know what? Like nobody else is going through what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand to this degree, like what I'm going through. So like if somebody is like talking or saying something, a lot of the times you just feel like they don't want to, but that's because, I mean, you don't want to. But whenever you get out of your want and actually start willing things to happen, you just look at things from a whole different degree and you just act on things differently. And so when God asked him, because I never looked at willing, and like I said, I've been in church all my life. So whenever you're just like, are you willing something or are you wanting something? Do you will to be a millionaire or do you want to be a millionaire? So a lot of the time, that's what's going to change like what we do, because a lot, like I said, we make excuses. I make excuses because I feel like nobody understands what I'm going through. So I just try to make it be just inclusive to me. But it's been people who've gone through stuff worse than what I've gone through. So it's the difference between a will and a want. Do you want to be successful or are you going to will to be successful?
I just want to say that I feel very blessed to be able to be a part of this team. And I know there was a time that I did check out on, showing up to even the Monday morning meetups or, whatever was going on. And then I would make an excuse for not showing up. But I appreciate so much to hear the things that I'm thinking, and then be like, okay, I'm not alone. All right, great. I can plug in now because a lot of the times it really is me in my mind thinking that I'm the only one going through what I'm going through. But when I see Rachel sharing all the things that she shared on that last on the Saturday meeting, like, okay, she gets ignored too. That's great. I can come out my feelings about that, or or a lot of the things that I hear. So I'm really thankful to be able to experience the transparency that I may keep inside that I do not share, and then later on I feel empowered to share the things that I know that I should.
Scripture just came to mind about iron sharpens iron. So that's the reason why we stay close to the fire. We use other words or language to describe it, but that's why we have to come to Monday meetup. That's why we have to make sure we don't miss events. Is because when you come into this space, this is a space to where you're going to get uplifted. This is a space where you're going to get cut sometime. This is a space where you're going to have to make adjustments. But this is the space where that iron is just going to keep sharpening each other. We're going to keep helping each other. We're going to keep seeing each other grow. I mean, there's not been a time that I went to Rachel and she ever was at a place where she was like disregarded me. It was always a place where she listened, and then at the end she was going to help sharpen me because she could see that maybe my blade wasn't sharp enough, or that that my knife really wasn't ready to cut that meat. So she'd say, okay, Demond, this is what you need to do. This is what you're gonna need to do. Yep, I know. Yep. And then she just kept sharpening. And that's what we do here as a team. Get it in your mindset that we're all here to help each other, and everybody on this team wants to help you sharpen yourself. We just want to help you sharpen yourself. That's it. We're getting sharpened every time we show up. So when you don't show up, just expect a dull knife, plain and simple. Don't come expecting something that you ain't coming to the table and get. Don't expect something when you don't go get your knife sharpened. And that means you got to get your knife sharpened on a regular basis. Your knife goes dull when you cut big things. If you go to a butcher, he ain't gonna use no dull knife. So just like that, in that example, always keep coming back, getting your blade sharpened. Keep coming back, getting sharpened daily. Come get sharpened. If you got to go to your upline, if you got to go to who you can really trust in, go to them on a regular basis, and then let's make the assessment to say this ain't really what's going on. Don't go to your blade sharpener this week and then they don't hear from you for like 2 more weeks, huh? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Just tell me where they do that at. You can't do it like that. You can't expect yourself to succeed if that's the way that you're going to do it. If that's how you're going to do it, expect what you get. But if you know you can go, and I say go to your upline. Quit going to yourself all the time. Quit looking in the mirror and say, yep, I can do this myself. No, you ain't have to do it yourself. You could possibly do this yourself, but you don't have to do it by yourself. So go around. There's a people that is there in place to help you. I don't care what it is. Go to your upline and get what you need. Get sharpened, and then you're ready to go back and cut something real swift. Go get sharpened. Sharpen your iron.
Yes, all of that. And what Rachel said in the comments is ouch or amen. People who aren't cooking don't need sharp blades. So are you cooking to even know that you need your iron or your blade sharpened? That's another word for another day. But what you were saying, like a lot of times when we feel like we're in a space or we're not doing what we're supposed to do, like we shy away. We tend to shy away. We don't want to show up. I don't know, we get in our heads like somebody checking for us or thinking something ill about us or whatever. But those are the times where you need to show up. Those are the times where you need to lean in. Like we have a saying, like either the room needs you or you need the room. So whatever space you're in, you need to show up because either you need something, like there's something that's there that you need, or somebody needs you. So show up irregardless. Just show up. You show up to go up. And then, it was something else. Lord, it was something else I was going to say. Oh, Monday meetup. And like, it used to be so uncomfortable for me. I'm speaking personally. For me, it used to be so uncomfortable. Any of the meetings, it used to be uncomfortable. And I'm gonna tell y'all, like I used to avoid Rachel like the plague. Like I would come and I would leave so she couldn't catch me by myself because I knew she was gonna ask me some questions that I didn't have the answer to because I was not working. But showing up and keep continuing to be in those settings and stuff, like I don't know, like it built me up to be in a place to actually start doing the work and to start growing. So regardless of wherever you are, show up, because the more you show up, the more you're going to get what it is that you need, and the better you'll become. And I'm telling you, you'll look up and you'll be a double diamond going for ambassador. So just show up.
St. Louis Monday meetups were lit, y'all. I just want to let y'all know, it's lit. Like it was nothing like Monday meetup in person with Rachel. I'm telling y'all. I mean, even if you didn't feel like that, like for me, I gotta speak for me. Like I knew I had to get the Monday meetup, and the reason why I knew I had to get the Monday meetup, even if I wasn't working or really doing the things I knew that I needed to do, I could just get to Rachel to let her, that energy that she was bringing, like pour off on me. If we can just get to God, if we can just get to Christ, if we can just get to Jesus, I don't know, if we can just, I'm speaking for myself, y'all. It ain't always easy. If I can just get to God, if I can just get to his feet, to let it all out on him, he gonna give me something back that's gonna motivate me and keep me going and inspire me and help me, because I got to cast all my cares on him. But if I could just, when in my business, if I could just get to Rachel at certain times, I just needed to get there, to get into that space. And that's why we always, I know for the new people, you don't maybe understand what we're talking about, but get an understanding. keep coming to the table, keep coming to this space where you can get what you need. And you got to recognize, early on in our conversation, we said recognize the problem, but you know the solution. So find the solution. Be honest with yourself. Certain things you got to know, like, hey, I ain't really doing it like right in this area. So where do I need to go to get what I need to do? And so that's what Monday Meetup was. This is what Monday Meetup is even right now on this Zoom. You know that you maybe haven't been doing what you're supposed to do, but you're getting on here, hearing people talk about what they do, how they do it, and then you're getting sprinkles from each person. We dropping nuggets here. Rachel gonna give some more nuggets, and now we walk away from this table like, yeah, I got this. Let's get back out there. I didn't have a good week, but today gonna be different because I was in the space where now things is flowing, energy is popping off. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. I'm gonna use that today. Look at me now. Skip yesterday, but look at me right now, though. Skip me last week. Look at me right now. See, I don't. This morning, I really wasn't feeling, and the enemy was playing with me like, don't hop on. You know you need to do this. I needed to get to Monday Meetup. I was a little bit late, but I still got here. Now I'm on fire. Like right now, I'm ready to like go. So that means every week you got to come get your go. You got to come get your go, and then go out there and go. And then that's where you can just be like, skip what the people saying, because I just left Monday Meetup. Rachel said, go get it. He said, go do this. Stephanie said, go do this. Everybody saying, go do this. Now it's time for me to say your name. Say your name when you say it. Say, hey, Damon, now you go get it. You know, Brittany, now you go. Everybody say it in your own name. Drop it in the comments. Say your name and say, go get it. Damon, go get it. Alice, go get it. You know, Leandra, go get it. Man, I just got hyped. See, it just contagious. We're sharpening each other over here. Wow.
All right, yeah, we had time. I'm cracking up. Excited. You know, it's crazy. I was thinking about how I would be so full coming into those rooms, and I would have to be the thermostat at all times. Oh my God, I could never come into Monday Meetup and be a thermometer. Excuse me, because I'm just being honest, the team would, if I allowed that, the team would drain my life. Like so many defeated people. And I just choose to not be defeated. It just makes me think of the song, oh God, Turning Around for Me. Who is that? Byron Cage, I think. I don't know. You know, he says, cast down, but not destroyed. Like if you really listen to the words of that song, it is a choice to decide to believe God's word. Like that's it. It's a choice. It's a choice to get up and feed myself with God's word and then walk and believe that he's talking to me. It's tracking my progress. It's, you know, putting myself in position to actually win. It's reaching out and saying like, to be honest, when people say I'm sending a whole bunch of messages and I'm not getting any results, like that's a red flag. I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. Like it really is, especially if you haven't had your upline comb through your messages. Because I had, and I don't know, she's been a really good example just lately, but I had a call last week and, you know, she said, I'm just sending these messages, and I'm looking at her messages and I'm like, girl, where are you getting these messages from? Like, what is this? And it's like, well, I got to do what works for me. And I'm just like, oh, like, I get it, but it's just like, it's already working. So it's actually working. Like it's actually working. Like, like it'd be different if I wasn't getting no success and I'm like, okay, well, you know, and you haven't really full out given it a chance to really work. And you can't talk to 5 people and think that, oh, this don't work for me, let me switch it up. It's not how it works. When I changed, we were on the 7:30 meeting, or maybe the Saturday meeting, I can't remember, but when I changed that TFXX closed, it was not because I sent 5 messages. I had sent a lot of messages before I decided that TFXX closed does not work. So it was a great deal of messages before we decided it didn't work, you know? So yes, it's going to be a great week. I'm excited. So many things happening this week, you know, and, you know, you got to fight back. Like if it's been a while, I know I've told a few people about going to watch Sarah Jake's Girl Get Up. Like some of y'all need to go watch it. If you've never watched that sermon before, it's got like millions of views, but it's old. It's an old one, but it may be time to go revisit that and get up. Like, get up. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. I can easily be like, dang, like they got this little 5 loyal customers. I'm signing 2-3 loyal customers a day, and it's dry on these streets. I could say that, or I could be like, let's go. What happened last week? That's why I did what I did, to go see where my loyal customers actually came from. They came from my post. So what does that mean? My page needs to be popping, and I need to have up enough content in between so I can throw up a product post. I can't just throw up product posts back to back to back. I have to throw up pictures of my kids, of my family, of a quote, of something, so that they're getting a variety on my page. And then I have to keep my stories loaded with before and after pictures with my stories or whatever. So it's really just a matter of being solution focused, like they said at the beginning of this call. So I'm excited about the week. Thank you guys for sharing. Hopefully you guys are ready to go. Okay. Did you get your go? I hope you got your go. And we're about to go. I'm excited to see the St. Louis crew this week. I will say this, and the post will go off on Wednesday or Thursday. If you sick, stay your Black self at home. I'm serious. I don't care if you got a sinus infection. Like, do not come. I'm for real. Like, I'm so serious. I will shut down all team gatherings that I'm a part of again. So if you sick, please stay at home. I don't care how sick you are. I really don't. Like, I mean, saying like, I don't care if no, I don't care. Like, leave them sniffles at home. So, and it's the same for any of y'all that are meeting up. Like, anything, unless you've just been tested recently, please stay at home. We don't want that. And I would never put anybody in harm's way. So please believe if I'm sick, I'm gonna go get tested, or somebody in my house is sick, I'm gonna go get tested before I come and be around anybody, and that's vaccinated or not. So, just stay mindful of that. But I'm so excited to see you guys. I really am. I'm excited to see you guys. So let's pray. Let's get out here. Some awesome week. Show up to go up. I'm going to post the schedule because we actually have more things added to the schedule. So as soon as I hop off here, I'm actually going to post another schedule because we have some newbie power hour spaces. We have a study hall this week that wasn't on the schedule. So I'm going to post all of that as soon as we hop off of here. And I hope you guys reach out for help and just be excited and decree and declare what's going to happen for you no matter what, and ask for help. So dear Heavenly Father, God, we just love you. We love you. We honor you. I thank you for this squad. I thank you for them showing up. God, we thank you for how these numbers have increased over the years and how they'll continue to increase. God, we thank you for the people who are hungry to shift their perspective, to fill themselves with you. So that we can put ourselves in the position to help other people, whether it be our customers, whether it be our distributors. God, I pray today that as they go against any weapon that has formed, that comes against them, God, that you give them the strength to know that it will not prosper and that all things work together for their good. And so we are excited for everything to work out for our good, but it cannot work out for our good if we don't continue to go. So God, give people the strength to continue to move their feet and just keep swimming. So we praise you in advance for an amazing week. Thank you for how you are watering the seeds, God. Thank you for honoring the people who decided to come into the room and just be present and hear what they need to hear and get their cups full so that they can have a great week. God, we just bless you and we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Peace out, guys. Have a great day.